Hello friends, welcome to Awdhesh Academy, and today we are going to talk about improving the quality of decision making. Friends, it's very important for us to take decisions and that to take the right decisions because your quality of life depends upon taking the right decisions most of the time. It is like writing an examination. If you are not able to tick the right answers, find the right answers of most of the questions, you fail in the examination. In the same way, if you can't take right decisions in life, then you cannot achieve success in life. So today I am going to tell you 11 tips which can help you making better decisions in your life. The first important tip you should remember is that you should develop a habit of thinking rationally and not emotionally. Most of the people think emotionally. If something has happened with their relative, if they have seen something by their own eyes, they consider that to be a truth. Instead of that, you should rely upon the data, the source of information, and use probability and other rational methods to find out the truth. For example, people will say India is the most corrupt country. Yes, people can say, because yes, India is a corrupt country. But whether it is most corrupt country? What is the basis of saying that it is the most corrupt country? So you must go to the Transparency International website and find out where we stand. And if you go there, you will find that we stand in the middle. There are many countries like China or Russia or Brazil who may be more corrupt than us. So you have to understand that instead of believing what people say, you should try to find out the source of information and develop a rational thinking. The second important thing is that you should overcome the availability bias. We are all subjected to availability bias. Suppose there are 100 people in a society. Now one person commit a crime, that becomes a news. While 99 people who are law abiding, doing everything rightly, it never become a news. So what happens that we have got more information of the negative news than the positive news, as a result of which we develop much negative perception about the world than the reality. And therefore, it is important that you should avoid the availability bias. For example, if there is a plane crash, there is a train accident, there is a road accident, we all get a fear of that accident because it is near. It has happened just 2 days back, 1 day back. While the fact is that such type of accidents keep happening every day. Therefore, don't get into this availability bias. Just because you are getting more information on a particular area, it does not mean that it is proportion to the factual condition. The third important thing is that you should develop a habit of taking calculated risk. Look, life is not like solving a mathematical problem in your textbook. In the textbook, the right answer is known. But in the real life, the decision which you take, nobody can predict whether that action is right or wrong. It's like purchasing a share, let us say. You purchase a share with all the analysis, but you do not know whether that share is going to go up or it's going to go down. In the same way, only time will tell whether your decision is right or wrong. So with every decision, there is a certain risk involved. So I would like to tell you about the Colin Powell 40-70 rules. He says that you should take the decision when there is at least 40% possibility of getting a success, and you should take the decision before you get 70% possibility, because if you are unable to take decision even if there is a possibility of success of 70%, then you can never take a decision because it will become too late. The point is that don't take blind risk, but take calculated risk when there is a reasonable possibility of success. The fourth important point is prepare for failure. Most of the people tell you that you should always think positive about victory and all that. No, you should also think about the failure and what is going to happen if you don't get what you are trying to get. You should mentally prepare your plan B if the plan A does not succeed. If that is your level of preparation, then you will not be scared of the failure because you are already prepared for the failure. It does not mean that you are thinking about the failure, but you have also given a thought of the failure, and that will give you much more energy to do the thing in the positive manner. The fifth important point is that you should overcome the fear of criticism. Look, you have to understand that you have to face criticism in life, whether you do anything or even if you don't do anything. Criticism is part of life. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. People will definitely criticize you. And therefore, you should not fear of the criticism. You should prefer to be criticized by doing what you want to do rather than being criticized for not doing anything. So that should be your approach of life. So face the criticism boldly. The next important point is, the sixth point is that you should not pass the buck. I have seen many people who will shift that burden to somebody else. For example, I get many emails where people will ask questions, for example, whether they should choose this career or that career, whether they should resign from the job to prepare for civil services or not. Some people will pass the buck on their parents, some people will pass the buck on their teachers, some people will pass the buck on the experts, and thereafter whatever they will say, they will follow. This is a very, very wrong habit. Look, your life is affected and therefore you should take the decision. Don't pass the buck, because if you pass the buck, you are following somebody else's decision, and if the decision goes wrong, you will be blaming that person. This is not a good habit because it's not going to improve your quality of decision making. The seventh important point is that don't blame others for failure. Look, success and failure are bound to happen. When you are taking 10 decisions, be ready that couple of decisions will be wrong. So once the decisions are wrong, people are going to criticize you. You will feel demotivated, you will feel pain, and therefore it is very easy to find a scapegoat and blame a person. Please resist from this, because if you develop the habit of blaming other people, then the other people will stop cooperating with you. It is you who have taken the decision even after consulting many people, and everybody has contributed in that. So if the success is there, you take the credit. Failure is there, you take the credit. So don't blame other people and try to learn from the mistakes. The next important point is that you should not change your decisions frequently. Many times what happens, we have taken a decision, let us say we want to go somewhere, then suddenly we start thinking, why should we go, there is a risk involved, we should not go. Then you take a decision that I am going to write this examination. After some time you develop a fear and feel maybe I will fail, so you get back. That's a very wrong approach. Once you take a decision, you should stick with the decision, come what may. Until unless you are 100% sure that your decision is absolutely wrong, don't change the decisions frequently. It is a very, very bad habit to change the decisions frequently. Think 100 times before taking a decision, but once you take a decision, stick with that decision and take the decision to the logical conclusion. This is very, very important. If you don't follow this habit, you will lose confidence on yourself. If you follow all these habits, then you will find that you will develop a habit of decision making. If somebody asks you to take a decision, you should be able to comfortably take a decision. Because just like if you drive a car for 1000 km, 10,000 km, then you can drive it very smoothly. In the same way, if you develop a habit of taking decisions, thereafter if you have to take a decision, you can take it smoothly. Even without thinking, you will be taking the right decision. The 10th important point is that you should learn from every decision. Whether the decision is right, whether the decision is wrong, it always teaches you some lesson about yourself, about the quality of decision, about the other people. So after the decision has gone to the logical conclusion, try to see what lesson you can learn from it. Spend some time introspection, getting the feedback, and learn from the decision. This is very, very important, because if you do it with every decision, you will become better and better, and thereafter you will be an expert in taking decision. Even other people will come to you for taking advice as to how to take decisions. And finally, my friend, I must say that you should enjoy the game of life, because if you don't take decisions, you actually stop growing. Life is like a game. If you are playing a cricket game or a football, then you know sometime you will succeed, sometime you will fail, but ultimately you will be measured by the success and not by the failure. Even if the successes are far and few, but everybody is measured by his success and not by the failure. So enjoy the game of life. Even if there is a failure, there is a pain, you must understand that that pain is going to multiply the joy when next time you are going to achieve success. So I hope that with this 11 tips which I have given you, you should be able to take better decisions in your life and you can achieve much more success in your life. Thank you very much for watching the video. God bless you.